Hey, what's up, Internet? Time for my 2016 wrap-up. Keep in mind that these lists don't go by ratings, but they go by my level of enjoyment or loathing for said films. Also, since 2016 was such a great year for horror, I had trouble narrowing my favorites down to a list of 10, so I have a top 13. But before we get to that, here's my list of the worst things to come out of this year, starting with some forgettable mentions. Hey, here's a friendly reminder that The Forest exists. Hey, remember Let's Be Evil? I don't. Hate on me all you want, but Baskin's a movie that's totally forgettable. Now that that's out of the way, my number 10 worst film of 2016 is 31. Rob Zombie's movies are always kind of trashy, but this movie was like he took the worst of all of his films and threw them in a blender. Number 9, Bite. Past great practical effects, this movie had really nothing to offer. Horrible acting, terrible storytelling, just a really not good movie at all. Really funny though, so like it's definitely the kind of movie to watch shit-faced. Number 8, Abattoir. I applaud Boseman's attempt at doing a stylized neo-noir horror movie, but it did not work. It's just horrible pacing, screenplay's a mess, and it has one of the most rushed, forced exposition third act I've ever seen. Number 7, Viral. Completely soulless movie about worm zombies. Enough said. Number 6, Incarnate. Terribly written, terribly acted, hilariously nonsensical. Some of the most juvenile writing ever. But again, really funny. Watch if you're drunk. Number 5, The Other Side of the Door. I barely remember seeing this movie. It's just full of weak cliches and mediocre acting. Totally just another run-of-the-mill jump scare fest to go in the trash heap. Number 4. Speaking of jump scare fests, The Darkness is an Abomination. What a waste of talented actors on a script that should never have even been greenlit. Plots appear and disappear, characters have just no purpose in the film whatsoever. Oh my god, it's a mess. Number 3, The Disappointments Room. No. Number 2, Jerusalem. I'm not going to go on about this one, guys. Watch the review if you're curious. It's the definition of a cash grab. It's gimmicky, it's full of jump scares, and it's just, oh god, the acting's horrible, and it's so hilariously bad. Watch it if you're drunk, maybe, but it's not worth a viewing. And the number 1 worst film of the year is Shut In. I have no words to describe this film. It's so stupid. On top of having the absolute worst twist in cinema history, it's so fucking boring. The entire film is just lazy dream sequences full of jump scares to try and keep the audience's attention because there's nothing else keeping it there. Naomi Watts deserved better. On to a much more positive note, here are some honorable mentions leading up to my top 13 of 2016. Darling would be on that list if I was sure what year it came out, but seeing how I'm not sure if it's considered a 2015 or 2016 release, it definitely gets an honorable mention. The Invitation, a really just strong psychological thriller by Karen Kusama. In the biggest shock of the year, Mike Flanagan's Ouija, Origin of Evil. Also from Mike Flanagan, Hush, really just solid home invasion thriller. And lastly, give John Goodman an Oscar for 10 Cloverfield Lane. Bottoming out my top 13 of the year list is The Eyes of My Mother. Beautifully shot, wonderfully effective, and just fucked up to hell. It's definitely a movie to check out. Number 12, Beyond the Gates. I'm so lucky I managed to see this movie. Amazing practical effects, fun characters, and it's just a complete nostalgic blast. Check it out if you haven't. It's fun in all the right ways. Number 11, The Conjuring 2. Creepy, fun, emotionally powerful in all the right ways. It takes everything that was really good about The Conjuring and it steps up a notch. Number 10, Trash Fire. Yo, fuck this movie. I hate it. I love it. It's so fucking good. Hey, what's up? Number 9, Under the Shadow. Incredibly tense and atmospheric. It's kind of like The Babadook, but Iranian and slightly better. Check it out. Number 8, The Greasy Strangler. I hate and love and am confused by this movie. I feel so many conflicting things about it, but it's one of my favorite things that came out of this year because it's just so good. It's like a fever dream without the fever. It's just pure, complete insanity, all wrapped up in a package of confusion, and it's wonderful, and I love it so much. Watch it. Everyone should watch it. Fuck Mike's opinion on it. Everyone should watch it. Number 7, The Neon Demon. God damn, it's one of the most beautiful movies I've ever watched. It captures just the magic and also the sleaze of living in LA in a completely just bright, beautiful package, also mixed in with some really fucked up content. It's really good. Number 6, The Wailing. If it were a little shorter, it probably would have been in my top 5, but that being said, it's still fantastic and everyone should watch it. It's full of biblical imagery and cultural mysticism. Really, really cool. Everyone should definitely give it a watch if you got time to spare. It's totally worth it. Number 5, Don't Breathe. Just a really great, tense, psychological thrill ride. It's great, it's claustrophobic, and it has one of the best twists I've seen in a while. Also one of the most fucked up. Fede Alvarez does a really good job of just making really crazy, disturbing films. Number 4, Train to Busan. Just, wow. I mean, what a intense, emotional roller coaster. Great characters, breakneck pacing. It's just a total thrill ride the whole way through. Check it out. Number 3, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Fuck, was this movie terrifying. On top of that, it's just a fantastic unfolding mystery that never once lost my interest. I think if the third act was handled a little better, it would have been up higher on my list. Number 2, Green Room. Just a really hardcore, gnarly punk rock horror film. So good, so intense. Anton Yelchin's last movie, and it was a fucking great one. And the number 1 best horror film of 2016 is The Witch. Holy shit. I've never found a movie that is this immersive and cool. Everything from the costuming to the dialect to the acting to Mark Corvin's incredible dissonant score to Eggers' beautiful cinematography. It's just fucking astounding, and the rewatch value is unbelievable. I've seen this movie somewhere in the double digits. It's so good. It never gets old. It is not only one of my favorite horror films of 2016, it's one of my favorite films ever. It's so good. Fantastic. It absolutely deserves the number 1 spot in my opinion. And that's it for 2016, you guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm personally happy to throw this year into the incinerator finally. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with us throughout this whole crazy year. And I'm looking forward to the crazy shit coming in 2017. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you soon.